Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So big news just dropped, a brand new immigration bill has officially passed, and let me tell you, this one's going to change a lot about how green cards and USCIS work. If you've been waiting for years, wondering when your number might finally come up, or if your family's caught in the backlog, you need to hear this. Now, this isn't just another policy update buried in legal talk. This bill actually rewrites some key rules that could speed up your process, shift priority dates, and even open new pathways for certain visa holders. And yes, there are some surprises hidden in the fine print that no one's really talking about yet. In this video, I'm breaking it all down: what's changing, who benefits the most, and what it could mean for you and your family in the next few months. We'll go over how this might impact your existing applications, upcoming USCIS processing timelines, and what you should be doing right now to stay ahead of these changes. So grab a cup of coffee, sit back, and stick with me till the end, because by the time we're done, you'll know exactly how this new law could affect your immigration journey. And hey, if you find this breakdown helpful, don't forget to hit that like button. It really helps the channel and lets me keep bringing you important updates like this one. Alright, now let's get straight into what's going on, because this new immigration bill is not just another piece of news buried in the headlines. This one actually changes the game for millions of families waiting, hoping, and praying for their turn. Whether you've been checking your mailbox every week for that letter from USCIS, or you're helping a spouse, child, or parent through their application, this bill could directly impact your timeline, your paperwork, and even your peace of mind. Now, I know many of you watching have been in this process for years, some even decades. You've heard promises before, right? Things will move faster, backlogs will clear, priority dates will advance. But for the first time in a long time, this bill brings concrete steps to simplify the system. And I'm going to break it all down for you in plain English, no legal jargon, no confusing numbers, just what this actually means for you and your family. So here's what's new. This bill changes how green cards are distributed and how USCIS handles processing. For decades, there were strict country limits, meaning people from certain countries waited far longer than others, even if they applied on the same day. That's been one of the biggest sources of frustration for families, because it created unfair bottlenecks. Well, under this new law, those country caps are being restructured. What that means is simple: the playing field is finally being leveled. If you're from a country that's historically had a huge backlog, you could see your wait time drop dramatically. And if you've already been waiting for years, your case might finally start to move. Now imagine this: you've been waiting maybe 7, 8, 10 years for your family-based green card. You've lost count of the number of holidays you've spent apart from your loved ones. Suddenly, the backlog starts to clear. You open your case online, and you actually see an update that says case ready to be scheduled for interview. That's the kind of hope this bill is bringing back. But here's where things get interesting and a little tricky. Along with the good news, there are new requirements. USCIS is tightening up how it reviews applications. The days of sending incomplete or outdated forms and hoping for an RFE to fix it later? Gone. Now, they're emphasizing accuracy and completeness from the start. So, if you or someone you love is getting ready to file, you need to double-check every single line of that form before it goes out. Because even one small mistake could delay you again. Let's pause here for a second. If you're a senior watching this, I know how overwhelming this process can feel. The forms, the rules, the waiting, it's exhausting. But think of it this way: this bill is like a fresh start. It's an opportunity to get everything right and finally move forward. And I promise you, if you stay informed and proactive, you can absolutely take advantage of these changes. Now, let's talk about something that affects almost everyone: the green card backlog. For years, the US has issued a limited number of green cards every year. It didn't matter how many qualified applicants there were, the limit was the limit. And when the pandemic hit, things got even slower. But now, the government is finally addressing that by recapturing unused visas from previous years and increasing processing capacity. Translation? More green cards will actually be available for people who've been stuck waiting in line. That's huge. And that's not all. One of the most talked about changes in this bill is how it treats spouses and children of green card holders. Under the old system, they were counted in the same quota as everyone else, which meant they were competing for the same limited number of spots. Under the new bill, those immediate family members will no longer count toward that annual cap. Think about what that means: faster reunions, shorter separations, fewer heartbreaking delays. Families that have been waiting for years might finally see light at the end of the tunnel. Now, here's another big one: USCIS processing reforms. If you've dealt with the agency before, you know how unpredictable it can be. One month they process cases fast, the next, everything's frozen. This new bill puts pressure on USCIS to improve efficiency. They're modernizing systems, hiring more staff, and simplifying certain review steps to cut down on waiting times. It's all part of an effort to make the process more transparent and consistent, something applicants have been begging for. So, let's make this real. Let's say your son or daughter filed for you as a parent a few years ago. Under the old system, you might have had to wait years just to get an interview date. Under the new system, because of additional processing staff and the removal of country caps, you could see progress much faster. And if your family is split between countries right now, maybe your spouse is in the US and you're abroad, these changes could mean you're together again sooner than you thought. But there's a catch, and I always keep it real with you: new opportunities also bring new responsibilities. USCIS will be expecting cleaner, more accurate submissions. That means double-checking every form version, making sure your medical exams are current, your financial documents are updated, and your signatures are all correct. They're reducing grace periods for outdated paperwork. So, if you're the type who likes to take your time and get to it later, this is your sign not to delay. The system's getting stricter, and the applicants who prepare now are the ones who'll move fastest. Let's talk about medical exams for a second, because this is a big area where many seniors trip up. The immigration medical exam, the one you need for your green card, used to have a long validity window. But under the new rules, it's only valid while your case is pending. If your case gets paused or withdrawn, you might have to redo it. That means if you got your exam years ago, and you're finally seeing movement now, you might need to update it. It's not complicated, but it's one of those little things that can make or break your timeline. And while we're on the topic of paperwork, let's talk about forms. USCIS recently updated many of their major forms, including the I-485 for adjustment of status. Using an outdated version could get your whole packet rejected before it's even reviewed. So, when you're printing or filling online, always check the edition date at the bottom. It takes 2 seconds, but it can save you months of delays. Now, here's the part that really gets people talking: fees and enforcement. The bill introduces funding increases for USCIS and immigration services, and that often comes with new or higher application fees. Nobody likes paying more, I know, but the bright side is that this money helps the agency hire staff and speed up cases. So yes, the upfront cost might be higher, but the payoff is faster results. Think of it as an investment in your time and peace of mind. Let me paint a picture for you. Picture 2 families, both applied for their green cards around the same time. One family stayed on top of everything. They used the latest forms, double-checked every page, responded quickly to any USCIS notice. The other family? They waited, didn't check updates, missed one small document request. Guess which family gets approved first? Exactly. In this new system, preparedness isn't optional, it's everything. Now, I know many seniors watching might be helping their kids or grandkids with their immigration process. Maybe your son or daughter is sponsoring you, or you're helping your niece who's waiting on her green card. Here's my advice: make it a family effort. Sit down together, review the paperwork, make sure everyone knows what stage their case is in. Sometimes all it takes is one missing signature or outdated photo to set your case back months. So stay organized, stay connected, and stay proactive. I also want to touch on something very human here: the emotional toll of waiting. I get messages all the time from people who say they feel forgotten by the system. They've missed birthdays, weddings, even funerals, waiting for paperwork to move. And it's heartbreaking. But this bill, finally, gives people something to hope for again. It signals that the system is listening, that reform is possible. So even if you've felt discouraged, even if you've been stuck in limbo for years, this is your reminder that it's not over. Your story isn't finished yet. Alright, let's talk timing, because that's one of the biggest questions everyone asks: when will I see results? The truth is, implementation takes time. Even though the bill has passed, USCIS will need months to roll out new procedures, update software, train staff, and issue updated guidance. But here's the silver lining: those who are ready when that transition happens will be first in line. Think of it like a traffic jam starting to clear. The people closest to the front move first. If your documents are complete and your case is ready, you'll move when the door opens. Now, I want you to think about what this could mean for you personally. Maybe you've been in the US for years, working, paying taxes, waiting for your green card. Maybe you've been separated from your spouse or parents. Imagine finally being able to plan your life without the constant anxiety of what if. Imagine booking that flight to see your family without worrying about re-entry or visa expiration. Imagine holding that green card in your hand, permanent, stable, secure. That's not just paperwork, that's peace of mind. And for seniors especially, this is life-changing. Many of you have sacrificed so much to be with your families here. You've helped raise your grandkids, supported your children, built a new home, and yet you've been waiting on this one piece of paper to make it official. This is your chance. Don't let fear or confusion hold you back now. Take the time, gather your documents, and make sure your file is ready. Because once this system speeds up, you want to be one of the first to cross the finish line. Let's also talk about interviews. With new funding and staffing, USCIS plans to expand interview availability. That means more slots, fewer delays, and potentially faster approval times. But it also means you have to be prepared. If you get an interview notice, don't panic. Review your application carefully, know your answers, and bring originals of everything. And if English isn't your first language, consider practicing ahead of time so you feel confident. Remember, confidence goes a long way in an interview. Now, let's talk about something a lot of people overlook: updating your contact information. If you've moved, changed your phone number, or even your email, make sure USCIS has the new details. You'd be shocked how many people miss important notices because they went to an old address. And with the pace of change picking up, missing even one letter could mean missing your interview window. So please, take 5 minutes and update it. And while we're at it, don't forget about online accounts. USCIS has been shifting more and more toward digital communication. If you don't already have a USCIS online account, create one. It's free, and it lets you track your case in real time. For seniors, I know the technology can feel intimidating, but trust me, once you set it up, it's simple. You can even have a trusted family member help you. The days of waiting by the mailbox are over. Everything's going online now. Now, here's something I really want to drive home: this bill isn't just about paperwork, it's about opportunity. It's about fairness. It's about giving people who've played by the rules a chance to finally live without fear or uncertainty. So don't let it pass you by because you were too busy or too unsure to act. Take this as your sign to get everything in order. Your future self will thank you. I want to end this section on a hopeful note. Over the years, I've seen people who thought they'd never make it: long backlogs, endless waiting, missing documents, and then, suddenly, everything clicked. They stayed patient, they stayed informed, and when change came, they were ready. That's what I want for you. Be ready, be proactive, because when opportunity knocks, you want to be standing at the door. So here's the bottom line: this new immigration bill brings real change. It means faster processing, fewer backlogs, and more fairness for families. But it also means you have to be sharp, organized, and engaged. Don't rely on rumors, don't procrastinate, and don't assume things will fix themselves. This is your moment to act. And if you found this video helpful so far, if you feel more confident or even just more hopeful after hearing this, take a second right now and hit that like button. It really helps the channel, and it tells me you want more updates like this, explained in a way that actually makes sense. Because at the end of the day, my goal is simple: to help you stay informed, stay prepared, and stay hopeful. This is your time and you deserve to make the most of it.